By now, I'm sure that you have heard the 5 regrets that most people have at the end of their life. The first one is, I wish I had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. I wish I hadn't worked so hard. I wish I'd had the courage to express my feelings. I wish I had stayed in touch with my friends. I wish that I had let myself be happier. In the last few years, I have gone through deaths in my family, and I have been lucky enough to get to my age and not really experience any that closely, but I really spent a lot of the end of my grandma's life helping caretake for her, so it really opened my eyes to how I've been living and how I want to live. And in this video, I want to go through some exercises that I think really can help you start living intentionally, because you don't want to get to the end of your life and have these regrets that most people do. So if you want to live more intentionally, then please keep watching. The first method is the eulogy method. Essentially, what you do is you are going to sit and you're going to write your eulogy. And what this does is it gets you to get really honest with yourself about how you want to be remembered, what you want to be said about you at the end of your life. It is so easy to get caught up in day-to-day life and, again, living a life that others expect of you, living a life that you think you should be living. And when you sit and write, it really gets you to get to the root of like what you want to leave here with others thinking about you, what you want to leave behind, and what really matters the most to you. The next 2 little exercises, they're kind of just questions and statements. So if you are making a decision on doing something, I want you to think about, is it a hell yes? If whatever you're choosing to do, whether it's marrying someone, whether it's switching careers, ask yourself, is it a hell yes? Because if it is not a hell yes, it is most likely a no. And a lot of times we just don't want to admit that to ourselves, or we want quick fixes or instant gratification. So if you really are honest with yourself with whatever it is it a hell yes? If not, it's a no. I remember I almost actually got married, and I knew that we really weren't good together. It ended very civilly, but we weren't really the best together. And I remember one friend telling me that her sister said to her about a relationship, because I was really worried what people were going to think. Honestly, I know it's just most of us do care though. And it's like, where are those people going to be in 20 years when you're not happy? Or worried about it now? How do you think it's going to be later? And I can say so much that I am so happy that I ended up hearing that, and it wasn't a hell yes. And it felt really hard to do, but it was so good for the other person too, because then he could go really find someone that was really good for him. So that was advice that I was given in a really big life decision. And I mean, you can take this for anything, because if it's not really helping you grow, it's most likely a no. The next thing is the 5 whys. Essentially, you're gonna ask yourself, for instance, I've done this in like manifesting programs of like, what do you really want? Okay, let's say you want this thing. Why? And then ask yourself 5 times, and it gets you to the root of why you actually want it. And a lot of times it's really a feeling. And that can also help you see, okay, wait, maybe I don't want this specific thing and getting caught up in something that's really not even aligned, but I want this feeling from it. So sitting and asking yourself, okay, I want this thing, or I really am hung up on this why 5 times and get to the root of what fulfillment that actually brings you. And the last one, which I'm about to sit and do myself, apparently there's a class at Stanford where they have you basically plan your future life, or it has you kind of look at those things. It's called the Odyssey plan, and there is a book about this. I think it's called Design Your Life. I'll attach some stuff in the description just if you want to look more into it. Basically what you do, and I'm more of a visual person, so kind of like make a piece of paper, I'll like put a picture up here. Since you draw out, if you live how you've been living currently, what will your life look like in 5 years? Then the second one, figure out what you would do if plan A can't happen. What would another path of your life look like? And the third one, what would you do if money and time were of no object? Basically, for each plan, you assess what capacity you have, the resources, confidence. And I actually heard about this in the book Feel Good Productivity. And the guy who wrote it, I don't want to butcher his name, so I'll put it here, but he was a doctor. And by doing this plan, it helped him realize that he didn't really want to do that anymore. And he took off on YouTube and in business because he was truly honest with himself. And essentially, I mean, what you might have wanted at a much younger age, you might not want anymore. And it's hard to look at that, but do you want to live the rest of your life doing something because you think you have to? I've actually been like down a rabbit hole of watching YouTube financial audits of like people's lives, or just like people that have degrees and so much debt that literally don't even know what they're going to do with it. That's like a whole topic for another video, with how just the world is. And you know, we're told so many things, like you have to go to college. That's just like one example. And then you feel wrong if you don't. Or, you know, you end up getting caught up in all this stuff when it wasn't even what you wanted. And that's another, like I said, that's just like a little example that's kind of extreme. All that stuff really didn't matter when it comes to money and like you think you have to do it, or, you know, we change. Really sitting and getting clear with these methods and exercises that I just listed for you, so that you can get and be on the right path. And that might change again. But anyways, you don't want to get to the end of your life and wish that you lived it differently. I noticed through a lot of my own, you know, findings with doing these things that the things I really want, I'm actually not even doing anything when it comes to them. And so, what am I doing? You know, I'm really just not living intentionally. So, I hope that this helps you. These are starting to help me a lot, and I look forward to getting myself more on an intentional path. Another part of that, I did delete Instagram from my phone, and I've really been like focusing on what I'm realizing my values really are. And I think social media is amazing, and more of my thing that I love is YouTube, so I really want to start posting more here, because there really is still, like, you have to find what fits your life, what fits your values, and what's sustainable for you. This has really helped me start seeing that clearly, and I really, really hope that it helps you as well. So if you have any other tips, or if you just want to share what's intentional for you in your life, please add it in the comments. Thank you so much for watching.